Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Tempted to take Warlock, because all my quests right now are for Warlock or Shaman. Really wanted a Shaman, actually. But it turns out I haven't played Druid in quite a while, so we're going to go Druid. It's definitely one of the classes with the best cards. I mean, they all have really good cards, so... Druids tend to be pretty strong in the arena, though. The flexibility that you get from their cards is good. Good. Questing Adventure, the Assassin, or the Wailing Soul. None of these are actually, like, an ideal card right now. I don't know if I'm going to have a ton of cheap stuff for this guy. In fact, normally that's not what I'm trying to choose. I mean, he's not really that good unless you can play at least two other cards in the same turn. Although... Yes, you play one other card, and if he survives somehow, then it's fine. But, yeah. Wailing Soul, 3/5 for 4 is okay. His battle cry is balanced as an advantage, honestly. He silences all your other minions, which is probably not helpful. I'm not likely to have a lot of disadvantaged sort of minions. So I guess I'll take the Assassin. Not ideal, but whatever. Naturalize, Stormwind Crusader, Champion, I mean. Champion's pretty good. Naturalize I'm not a big fan of, and it's probably going to give me 12 of them to choose from. So we're taking the Scarlet Crusader, because she fights well. We know that. Footman, Rocketeer is pretty good for finishing people, and when the Leroy nerf comes in, a lot of people are arguing, oh, she's just as good as Leroy. She's not, but, you know. They're a lot closer now once Leroy's cost goes up to 5. I'm used to living with a 4-mana Leroy Jenkins. So, those of you watching in the future, I was awesome. But anyway, now, Power of the Wild I think is going to be good. It's nice and flexible. That's the Druid thing. Wow, you really want me to get one of these guys, huh? I'm actually going to take the Rocketeer, because it helps to be able to kill them somehow. This is not stuff that I really like. Okay, Healing Touch, it is just 3 mana for 8 health. I mean, in the right situation, that can buy you a whole turn. Or you can, like, heal, like, a huge minion, but it's still just healing. It's not advancing your board state most of the time. Like, healing yourself, just, eh. Again, that's 8 points of reverse direct damage. Like, it's a large swing for one card, but yeah. You know what would convince me to use it? If this was like heal a minion for up to 8 health, and then if anything left after healing the minion spilled over back to me, then this would be an awesome card. But I mean, 8 for 3 is probably strong enough as it is, but I don't much like it, so I'm taking a River Croc. What the... This is not going to be one of those awesome Druid decks. This is giving me everything I don't want, mostly. Healing Touch. Soul of Force is just too weird. It's mostly non-functionally weird. You can do more tricks with it. There's more Death Rattle stuff. There's stuff that actually benefits from your Death Rattle stuff now, but it's still... Yeah. I think I'm going to take Claw, because, again, it's... The dumbest move that I've seen people do is, like, first turn, claw your opponent. That's just stupid. But using Claw to kill things, it's... If you only have 1 mana, that's not enough to trigger your ability. So it lets you kill something small that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to afford to kill. And if you have 3 mana, then you can use it with your ability and do 3 damage to something. And you're getting armor for it as well. So I'm going to take that, but... Yeah. This is not shaping up to an awesome deck. Poison Seeds is such a messed up card. Like, this can be beneficial. I mean, if you had Soul of the Forest going, it's more likely to be beneficial. But the circumstances where this works, like, if your opponent has a ton of minions, this isn't going to help you that much, even if it's shrinking a lot of them. If your opponent has just, like, 1 big minion, but you also have some minions... It's probably helping a little. But if the battlefield is remotely even, this doesn't help you all that much. Without, like, various tricks. So we're going to take the Innervate, because it gives me more chance to have a crazy start. Do we take a wild growth to balance out the innervate? Eh. I mean, when you have 10 mana, this just turns into pay 2 mana and draw the next card. But he's going to give me like 12 naturalizes. I should have just taken them all and milled my opponent, but that's pretty risky, trying to survive that. I wonder if it's too late. I'm only 8 cards in. You know what? Maybe let's just take every naturalize from now on, even though it's stupid. Maybe taking one will stop it from giving them to me. That's the other possibility. It's going to be the worst of all worlds now, though. I'm going to end up with like 2 of them, and it's going to be junk. You're very weird, although if I was going the all-naturalized deck, you might make more sense. Blood Knight is very kind of situational, because I don't have a way to feed him. And the Mountain Giant, cards in hand. He's my least favorite giant. I know there are decks that make good use of him, but for general purposes, if you're not playing cards, if you're getting up to hand size, then that's a severe drawback in itself. You are not doing enough to affect the board state. So, and plus you can draw him late in the game and just not be able to cast him. Even when you have 10 mana, you draw this guy like he's your only card in hand now. You're like, really? I guess we'll take the Blood Knight because he's the least messed up of the bunch. Loot Hoarder. Draw me cards. See, why couldn't you spread out some of these cards with the other crap? Oh my god, because this row is all good. I'd love to have the Wrath and the Swipe at the very least, and I'd be fine with him. I could pick more Death Rattle stuff. I don't think Soul of the Forest helps him at all, because it's when you summon a minion, it already has Death Rattle. I don't think giving them Death Rattle is going to boost him. That'd be crazy. We're going to take Swipe, because it's strongest, but I needed both those cards in place of a lot of this other crap. We're going to take the Iron Bark, because I need some kind of plan to win this in the end. I might need him to keep me alive. I'd like to take the Starfire out of these, honestly, but I think I'm going to need him just to keep me alive. He might help keep me alive. I have very little faith in this deck right now. You take the crappy War Golem, so I have some stuff to play later on. You're pretty good. Druid of the Claw, Savage Roar. Roar is really good, but I can't turn down Druid of the Claw. I don't have any like 5-cost stuff at all. I need that stuff in that range. You know what? I should have taken the double Murloc thing, because I have a whole ton of Power of the Wilds here. Do I take another one, or the Jungle Panther, which is bigger? He's got the stealth thing going for him, but I think we're going to take this. I'm going to end up with kind of a weenie-ish deck somehow anyway. I have a lot of cheap minions that you're kind of conflicting with, but maybe I could save you in my hand, play them when they all die. We'll just take the Twilight Drake. Try it. A Yeti. We're not going to complain about the Yeti. We're going to take you because I have 1,000,000 Power of the Wilds. Why not? You're pretty awesome. I don't have that much spell damage stuff. Another Claw. I don't have that many things that kill stuff. The big guy could be good. I guess I'm going to take the Direwolf Alpha and go... I seem to be going more weenies somehow anyway. Even though it wasn't the original plan, that's for sure. I really don't have a lot of 5-cost, 4-cost stuff, and I don't have a lot of Taunt. The Taunt's all very slow. But I have all these cheap things and all these Power of the Wilds. Maybe I can go weenie. It's just going to be a half-ass. It's not going to be real weenies. That's the problem. I'll take the Leper Gnome. I don't know. There's no winning at this point. I already hate this deck. I like Silence, though. More Ironbark Protectors in the arena is the way to go, I think. You might work out okay. Shield Master I should probably take. He'd be very handy, but you might work out with all these Power of the Wilds. Druid of the Claw is pretty awesome, though. And we get Ancient of War, so it's not the good Ancient. Yay. Force of Nature and Echoing Ooze. I can boost the Echoing Ooze, because this is the one where you play it, and then you have a turn in which to buff it, and at the end of the turn, it will make a copy. Well, I don't have that much to buff it with. I have Power of the Wild, which buffs a lot of things a tiny bit. And that's mostly it, so not the way to go. Force of Nature is going to be my Leroy Jenkins, right? I mean, this is 6 mana. You can kill 3 things if in the ideal circumstances. You can at least kill 1 thing, or you can do a buttload of damage to your opponent. Even though I don't have the Roar to go with it to make it an actual kill card. I am not happy with this deck. Although at least taking the taking the stupid destroy for 1 mana and they draw 2 cards thing, naturalize. It did seem to stop me from getting any more stupid naturalizes, but I mean that's really all just sort of confirmation bias, neural pattern detection and crap. As far as I know, it's all supposed to be random. But if I'd taken all of them, I'd still only have like 3 though, and it wouldn't be the power. The thing is, if you just started taking every naturalize you got, and you ended up with like 5 of them or something, that could start to be considerable, because like making them draw 10 cards early is pretty good. Actually, I have a lot of cheap stuff. We're gonna try and get cheaper stuff, and it's gonna backfire, but we're gonna try. Yeah, there we go. I mean, just if they just have 10 less cards in their deck, that's not necessarily going to win you the game, especially since that's assuming that you got all your naturalizes. But because each one is killing something, at some point that could actually build up to be quite significant. I was clicking and it was not squelching. There we go. Totem. Okay. There's a taunt totem. Well, that saves me the brain power of choosing whether or not to kill it. If for some reason nothing died, next turn I can power the wild, and it would be kind of wild. It's probably too much to ask, since a lightning storm would kill all my forces. At least it would only be, like, it looks like 3 things. It's still only 2 cards. And then he wouldn't be able to do anything much next turn. Mana Tide Totem. So he's going to do that, draw 1 card, and that's it. Okay. Now, do I play the Scarlet Crusader? She can survive a Lightning Storm, right? And that would mean even more when I power the wild, or just power the wild now, which won't save any of them from the Lightning Storm if that's what's coming. I think I'm just going to keep playing stuff so far. If I don't get as big a Power of the Wild, how much difference is that really making? I'm just making the best progress I can. As long as she's going to survive the coming Cataclysm, that's fine. Or, if he's got a bad draw and nothing to kill my junk with, oh my god, this is going to be fun. Should I make 1 Panther and 1/1, or 2 Panthers or 0 Panthers and 2/1s? That is a tough choice. Because she can kill that now with 1/1. If I do 2/1s, this guy can kill that and survive, and then I'm hitting for 5, 6, 7, 8, no, 10. Yeah, okay, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is a lot of damage. And they'll be more survivable too. So I think I'm going to do it that way. I'm sure I'd probably get more actual stats if I made 1 Panther and then +1/+1, but yeah, we'll see. He might just quit after seeing that anyway, because that was an obnoxious play. I mean, it had to go both ways, right? I had a pretty decent hand for doing that, and he got shafted. Like, he just got nothing to stop it with. But, yeah. Well, I may not like this deck too much, but It won that game really easily, so we'll see what happens next time.
If you like this, please click the eponymous button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.